Welcome everyone. So this is the visual representation of how weird I am today, the weird energy I'm bringing. And I apologize for the bangles, can't get them off. So we're gonna have a noisy session. So just settling into your seat a little bit calmer than me perhaps would be advised. And we're just gonna put any worries into the giant worry bowl. And you can cross your hands over your chest if you prefer, or just have them by your side, however you'd like to be this morning. And if you do have your hands over your chest, just beginning that bilateral tapping. If you'd like to begin a gentle sway, you can do so. Or you can stay still and just bring to the forefront of your mind anything that you don't want to carry into this time that we have together. And see if you can express it from your body in any way that you like. Through sound, through size, through just imagining it. Perhaps all taking a breath in through the nose, breathing deep into your belly. Big sigh on that exhale, just letting go of whatever is coming up for you. Whatever might be stressing you out, might be causing you some worry. Anything at all. You can just pop it in the worry bowl while I readjust the microphone. And hopefully you can hear me better. And we'll just take another deep breath in, breathing in through the nose, filling up your belly. And big sigh, letting go. And again, just breathing a few nice big breaths and letting go of whatever it is that's coming up for you. And perhaps focusing on letting go of any tension in your body at the same time. So on this next breath, when you exhale, just letting go of the tension in your lower limbs, in your legs, in your feet, your ankles, your hips. And then focusing your energy on the next breath, just relaxing any tension in your back, all the way down your spine, maybe your shoulders, maybe going all the way down, releasing in your hips again, just relaxing a little more. And when you're ready on the next breath, just really focusing on relaxing any tension in your face, just letting your expression soften as you let go of any worries, any thoughts that might be circling your mind, anything that you want to let go of. And one more big breath, breathing nice and deep. And a big audible sigh. And we'll go ahead and pop that bowl of worries out of sight, out of mind. And let's go ahead and give our subconscious mind permission to let go as well. So repeat after me, saying out loud, I give my subconscious mind permission to let go of my worries and fears now. And we're just going to tap them out of our body. So it's going to be a noisy tap today with these bangles going on, but we're going to begin with those slightly cupped hands on our lower belly and tap our way up the body. And if you want to dance to the bangle noises, you can go ahead and dance. I'm not sure if you saw my video in the chat today, but bring in the happy seal energy real big this morning. Woo! Big round of applause for being up, for showing up here and tapping your way back up the outside. Giving yourself a massive pat on the back, because showing up is actually 80% of success. What creates success for you. So well done for showing up in this community and for yourself. Big round of applause, ridiculous happy seal again. Woohoo! And then tapping your way all the way back up for another big pat on the back. And just bringing your attention to your face and seeing if you can soften it a little more as you tap those gentle raindrops down the center. And another row slightly further out when you're ready. And one more down the edges of your face. And then tapping your way over the top of your head around to the back of your neck. And another row. And just above the ears and down and around before finding your kidneys and tapping your way down your legs. And then coming back up the inside. And just resting your hands back on your belly once again, taking a nice breath in and closing your eyes down for a moment. We're just going to have a little check-in with our bodies, with our energy, just noticing how it truly feels in your body in this moment. Maybe tuning into that buzzing sensation, noticing how your life force energy is flowing a little freely, a little freer through your body. Perhaps bringing attention to all of your limbs, noticing the walls of you where you end and that external world around you begins. Or maybe you're going deeper and noticing any sensations deep within. Noticing the things that are settling for you. Noticing the things that might be rising up for you. And noticing the thoughts that move through your mind. Noticing if you're feeling quite attached to them or if you're able to sort of take a step back and just witness as they move through your mind. Just noticing where you're holding tension. Noticing the parts of you that feel relaxed in comparison. And just truly getting a sense for what is for you. No judgment, just noticing. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes, and we're just going to begin a very gentle sway, just waking up our bodies. Just very gently side to side. It might be becoming a slightly wider movement each time. You might go really slow, or maybe as though you're being pushed by the breeze. You might like to take that same motion forward and backwards. Just exploring that fluid movement in your spine. Maybe rolling shoulders one at a time. Maybe taking your body all the way forward and just moving around. And then taking it back, seeing what parts of you come to life, what parts of you get activated as you move. And if you like, you can bring your arms into it as well. Just stirring them around in the air in front or beside you. Just exploring that movement. Stretching the parts of you that need that extra stretch. Maybe you're raising your hands up over your head. And if you like, just bringing your vocal cords awake with some humming and massaging that vagus nerve at the same time. So taking a nice big inhale and then hum, or you might have a chant that you'd like to chant, or a song if you like. You can just make any sound that vibrates your vocal cords this morning. If you want to bring your legs into it, you can bring your legs into it as well. And when you feel ready, you can just bring your movements back to a little bit more stillness, coming back to that center. And we're just going to bring our feet to meet in the middle for a moment. If you are seated, and just grab hold of your heels and just pull your back up nice and tall, bring your shoulders back. We're just going to really focus in on our posture, just making sure we're looking straight ahead or upwards. And just take a few deep breaths into the core of you here, just noticing once again how it feels in your body. And if you're seated, doing the practice from a chair or the edge of your bed, then just opening your stance out, getting a nice opening in the hips and creating the same sort of posture with your body. Just bring your shoulders back and breathing nice and deep into the core of you, into your belly. Just having another moment of stillness. And you can stay exactly here if you like, or you can just walk your body forward, just really opening up that stretch. And if you're seated, just leaning forward. Start to feel that opening there in your hips, and just notice if there's anything emotionally that comes up for you when you're releasing tension in this area. Just really tuning in to the sensations in your body and the sensations in your heart. Sometimes we don't take enough time to just be with ourselves and notice what's happening within us. It can be rushing through life. It's nice to take a pause. When you're ready, you can just bring your body back up to that central position, and tucking one of your feet in, we're going to stretch out the other leg. Don't worry if it's not straight, it can be up here. And just reaching up nice and tall, deep breath in, turn over to that leg. And on the exhale, just taking your body over towards it, seeing how far you can go, and using each exhale as your invitation to go a little further if you can. And for anyone seated, just recreating a similar pose, putting one of your legs out and leaning down towards it. I thought today I might just speak into my own experience a little bit, because I know that sometimes it's really helpful to have a little bit of hope. So I don't know if you know my story, but at one point, well, at many points, I have been bedbound, chronically unwell, and just, completely incapacitated from life. And I don't know if you've seen me now, but I have my health back. I've reclaimed my health in the last couple of years. And but there was a time there where on my to-do list there was only 3 things, and that was to clean my teeth, it was to eat and shower. And some days I didn't tick those things off the list. And I just want to tell you that, to give you hope that you can come back from anything. And just coming back up to center when you're ready, and we're going to open up our arms a little bit, stretch them out just across your chest, and maybe moving your hands in some ways. And taking a few deep breaths. And I know how it can feel when you are, going through it and it feels like nothing ever changes. And, I was in that same place for, I think, over 3 decades. I was chronically unwell. And it just felt like it was relentless, that it was never going to get any better. But it does, if you put the effort in. And effort, it doesn't have to be massive effort. It can just be small little changes along the way, and they all add up if you stay consistent with them. Or even if you don't, the amount of times I've done something for a few days and then just, no, it's gone. Or it doesn't work anymore, and you've got to adapt and recreate for yourself a new system, a new way of getting yourself out of bed, or just a new approach. And that's okay. I've learned that to just surrender into that and adapt around yourself rather than berating yourself. But yeah, I just wanted to sort of share that with you in case you're feeling a bit stuck or down on yourself. And yeah, just to give you a little bit of hope and to remind you to stick with it, to try again. And just bringing your body back up to center, and you might like to just shrug your shoulders a little bit. We'll just bring our hands together and press out and away, really opening up your shoulder blades there and just twisting from side to side a little bit. Just stretching your back. And then when you're ready, we're going to open up our hands. Imagine that you've got a big ball of energy that you're holding in front of you, and you're going to take it up and around over your head and make a few circles up there and around the other way, just feeling your strength in your core building as you hold this big ball of energy over your head. You might feel the tingles in your hands. If you want to imagine it, big beautiful color, big glowing colorful ball. And when you're ready, you can just wash that energy over your head and let it fall all down over your body. Just bathed in whatever colorful energy that was. And we'll just connect in with our neck and shoulders for a little bit, a little massage here. If you happen to have one of those amazing little self-massages, you can grab it now. Otherwise, just using your hands, connecting in and just stretching your neck, releasing any tension here. One of the most important things for my healing was reconnecting with the sensations in my body and learning to not only listen, but to receive the messages and understand them. And so this is why I always say to just really tune in to the sensations in the body. Notice where you're holding that tension. Notice the changes and the shifts within you. They tell you a lot about yourself and what needs to happen and what needs to stop happening. So just connecting in now, really tuning in to your body. And when you're ready, we're just going to elongate ourselves on our mat and take ourselves down. We're going to lower just very gently and holding your body up. Raising, sorry, my words aren't working. Raising your feet up, and if you want to cycle through, then you can move your legs a little. We're just holding there until you feel that heat in your belly or the shakiness start to build, in which case then you can lower yourself down vertebrae by vertebrae onto the mat. And if you're seated, of course, you can recreate that same feeling in your belly, just leaning yourself back, waiting for that heat to build. And once you feel that, for those of you seated, just take your body forward and recreate that same engagement of the back of your muscles, so the core of you at the back. And those of you who are now lying down on the mat, we're just going to lift up our body and just engage all of our back and our buttocks, our thighs, just creating a nice long line from knees to shoulders. And just holding for a few breaths, noticing your body and noticing when your body starts speaking to you in those sensations that change, that are different from what they were before. Noticing when that heat calls to you or that shakiness begins to speak. And whenever you feel that, you can just lower yourself into a rest. And anyone who's on the seat, just transitioning from that forward and backwards position. And if you're on the mat, just resting for a moment before lifting back up. And if you like, you can create the slightly harder variation. So putting your feet together, your knees out wide, and lifting yourself up. And just holding yourself steady there, noticing that those sensations will be in your body sooner. You'll notice the shakiness sooner. And when you do, just going back into a rest for a moment. And then maybe trying again with your feet planted on the mat this time, just lifting your body up. And just lowering yourself down when you're ready. And I invite you to just put your feet back together in the middle and let your knees fall out to either side. If you like, you can raise your hands up as well. Get a nice opening in your chest, a big openness in the whole center of you. And anyone who's seated, just opening yourself up in a similar way and breathing deep into your core. So breathing nice, big, deep breaths in through your nose into your belly. And exhaling that air out slower than the inhale. And just having a few deep breaths here as you just tune in with your body. So perhaps returning to that pendulum practice we've done in other sessions, where you take your attention to somewhere where there is tension, where there is perhaps some discomfort or pain or whatever you like to label it as. Just those parts of you that are calling for your attention in this moment, and take it there and just hold it there without any judgment, just really noticing that message from your body. Don't worry about interpreting it right now, just noticing it and holding your attention there. And then if it starts to get too much, you can just switch that attention and try and find somewhere that's either pleasant or neutral in the body. And go and place your attention there instead, just for a moment. And once you've had that little break, just returning your attention back to that place of discomfort or tension, whatever it might be, and just holding your attention there, just noticing that you are able to switch, that you do have that power to amplify whatever's going on and the power to take your attention away from it and decrease it, to amplify what's good. And just switching back and forth as you breathe those lovely deep breaths into your body. And if you like, you can straighten your legs out and place your arms either side of you. If you'd like your energy to be in receiving, you can place your palms facing up. If you'd like to be in a grounded way, then just placing your palms down. And for anyone who's seated, you can just stay seated. We're just going to do a little guided visualization, a bit of stillness in between our movement now. So just taking a moment wherever you are to get a little more comfortable. If that means grabbing a cushion or a blanket, then you can grab that now. Just making sure that you feel as comfortable as you possibly can. And just allowing yourself to relax into that surface beneath you as you relax a little deeper into your body. Taking a deep breath. Maybe noticing how that surface beneath you provides support to your body. And noticing how that support feels as your body settles into this moment, into this stillness. And perhaps you're able to notice your surroundings. maybe tuning into the sounds that you can hear nearby. Or perhaps your attention is drawn towards the different tones in my voice or the noises in my stomach. Or maybe your focus is going inward for you. Perhaps your attention is drawn deep down into your body, noticing some of those internal sensations that are happening deep inside of you. Perhaps you're choosing to focus on your heartbeat, noticing how it feels in your chest. And maybe you're unconsciously aware of the movement of blood throughout your body as your heart steadily beats. Or your attention might be drawn more towards the way your lungs instinctively know when to take in air and when to let the air go. Or perhaps you're choosing to notice how you're able to let go of thoughts, how you're able to detach from any thought that arises, simply witnessing as you allow it to float through your mind, letting each one go. And as you settle deeper into your body and settle deeper into the space where your body rests, I invite you to give yourself permission to be authentically you, and permission for you to be exactly where you're at in your life right now. And having given yourself this permission, perhaps you're noticing how now you're able to relax even deeper, allowing your body to release a little more tension, noticing your facial muscles relaxing a little more, and noticing how your body is able to fully relax and let go of anything that isn't comfort and ease. Now I invite you to imagine a place in nature, a place where you feel safe and peaceful and calm. And you can picture it now, noticing the details. Maybe you can feel the warmth of the sun on your skin, or hear the gentle rustling of leaves in the breeze. Perhaps there's a scent in the air, fresh, light, invigorating. Just tuning into your senses, whichever sense is calling you most, to notice your surroundings in this safe place of yours in nature. And with each breath, you breathe in this healing, fresh air from around you, letting it circulate through your body and feeling it move to places that need care. And in this safe place, imagine you come across a path, a soft, inviting path leading somewhere unknown, yet deep down inside you, you have the knowing that wherever it leads is promising. And so you start to walk down this path, and as you do, you're able to notice how light and easy your steps feel. You're not in a rush. You realize this journey is yours to take in your own time. And the trees along the path seem to whisper encouragement to you, reminding you that change, like growth, can be slow but steady. Just as each tree reaches for the light, you too are reaching for your own light, your own healing. And as you walk, you notice a small seed on the ground, and you pick it up and hold it in your hand and you study it for a moment. This seed represents possibility. The possibility of feeling better, of feeling calmer, of feeling well. And just like this seed, healing begins with a tiny possibility, a belief that something new can grow, even in the toughest soil. You find a special spot to plant this seed, and you gently place it in the earth, covering it, knowing that within this seed lies the potential for change, for growth, and for transformation. And you don't have to force it. Just like the seed, you know that your body has its own wisdom, its own timing. All you need to do is nurture it and give it time and trust in the process. Now take a moment to imagine that seed growing roots deep into the earth, finding strength, stability, the roots on their own journey through the depths, twisting their way deep down into the earth below, growing around rocks and other roots that might fall in their path in the darkness of the soil. And with each breath you take, there's an invitation to feel more connected to the possibility of this little seed. The roots of your belief in feeling better grow deeper and stronger, anchoring you. And just taking a few deep breaths now, breathing deep into your center, allowing your breath to anchor you into your body. And as you prepare to return from this little journey, you might choose to bring with you the knowing that this seed of possibility remains with you. You have planted this seed in your mind, in your heart, and whenever you need to, you can return to this place, this path, and reconnect with the belief that feeling better is not only possible, but already beginning to unfold. And just for those of you lying down, to stay exactly where you are, and if you're able to lay your body down for those who are seated, I invite you to do so. And just bring your knees into your chest, giving yourself a little hug and a roll around here. Just allowing yourself to process what's been said and what hasn't been said. And for anyone who is still seated, and just creating a similar little hug, just folding your body forward, holding onto your knees. Just having a moment with yourself, holding yourself. And when you're ready, you can just stretch one of your legs out in front of you, holding your knee to your chest. And then taking that knee over across your body and stretching your arm out the other side. Just creating a nice big side twist and breathing nice and deep into that opening of your side body. And anyone who is seated, just recreating that same stretch, taking one of your legs across and reaching out and around. following that arm with your gaze if you like. And when you're ready, just bringing your leg back to center. And we'll switch it over to the other side, just hugging your knee close to your chest for a moment before we drop that knee over one side, stretching out the other side, cracking your back if it needs to be cracked, and just breathing nice and deep into that side body of yours, opening it up. And bringing yourself back to center. We'll keep this knee up and cross our foot over it, creating a nice figure four, reaching through, grabbing hold of the back of that thigh and bringing that stretch towards your chest. Really feeling that pull in the back of your hamstrings and just breathing into the release there. And anyone who's seated, just recreating that same position with your legs and taking your chest down towards that stretch. Maybe just a little way, maybe you're folding the whole way. And then when you're ready, just switching it over to that other leg. You're going to reach through and pull that stretch towards your chest, or pulling your your chest down to meet that stretch for those of you who are seated. Just taking a few deep breaths. Again, tuning in with the sensations of your body, noticing what's happening for you in your internal world. What are you able to let go of? What's still being held? And just releasing your body out of that stretch. And we'll just gently roll ourselves to one side and press yourself up off the mat. Coming back to a seated position. If you need to get yourself some water, go for it. And we're just going to do a very short little tapping sequence, just keeping it open for whatever is coming up for you. So we'll just begin tapping on our karate point here, fleshy part of one hand. And you might like to bring to mind something that was in that worry bowl, something that you put in there. We'll just take one thing out as we send through this calming signal, helping us process it. And then tapping on the other side. And I want you to consider if your best friend was going through the same problem or challenge or feeling the same way, whatever it might be for you. I want you to consider how you would speak to them, what you would say to comfort them, support them, encourage them. And then I want you to say that to yourself as you tap. So it might simply be some validation that, yep, I totally acknowledge that what you're facing is really hard. It might be to encourage them to rest, to take a few things off their plate so that they can focus on that one thing. Often we can give the best advice, but we don't often take it. So whatever it is that you would say to your best friend or a family member or whoever that you love in your life, if they were being faced with the same challenge, go ahead and say those things to yourself now as you tap. It's going to be okay. Maybe it's just reminding you of the resilience that's there, the courage. Maybe you crack an inappropriate joke. Looking at you, Annalise. However you support your people in your life, I want you to turn that support towards yourself. And tapping on your collarbones. And just speaking out loud anything that feels right to say to your best friend, and say it to you. And bringing your tapping underneath one arm. And then over to the other side. And then onto the top of your head, and any last things that you would want to say to support, encourage, or validate your friend going through the same challenge. You can say it now. And then we'll stop our tapping, take a deep breath in. Big sigh. And I invite you to just give yourself a nice big hug. If it's wrapping yourself up with both hands, or maybe one hand under one arm, the other across your chest. Just closing your eyes down for a moment. And I want you to imagine that in however long, maybe it's in a week, maybe it's 3 months, maybe it's 3 years from now, you have overcome this challenge of yours. And I want you to really feel into how that feels, whatever it might have been that you're being faced with. You have completely overcome it. And just tune into everything around you in that moment. Maybe you're feeling accomplished. Maybe you're taking a look around and really seeing your surroundings, like really noticing the colors and the beauty, noticing where the light falls and the shadows, noticing how light sparkles and everything, the textures, just really noticing what's around you. Maybe there's smiling faces. Just take it all in and take in the sounds as well. Notice if there's any sounds that add to whatever feeling you're conjuring up for yourself, having achieved or overcome, or whatever it is that you've been able to do that takes this challenge, this problem out of your life. Noticing the smells or the tastes. And noticing the sensations within you. So maybe feeling into any excitement in your heart, or maybe there's a calm contentedness that washes over you. You can notice it in your muscles, the way they relax. Maybe you're feeling the strength in your body. What is your posture like, having overcome this thing, having accomplished whatever it is? How do you hold your body? How do you hold your head? What sort of expression is on your face? What is it that you take note of? Do you notice the warmth of the earth rising up through your feet? Do you notice the breeze on your skin or the sun on your skin? How alive do you feel? What are the sensations in your body? What are the thoughts in your mind? Better yet, what are the beliefs in your mind? What do you believe about yourself in that moment, in the future? What do you believe about the world? Notice if those beliefs are different to the ones you have now. Notice if your thoughts are different. Just tuning in to what might need to change so that you can get to that place, so that you can create that for you. And if you don't have a smile on your face, I want you to see what happens when you put one on there now. Big, happy grin. See if anything shifts and changes in your body. Anything changes in your brain chemistry. I want you to go ahead and take a nice big inhale now, breathing this feeling deep into the core of you. And as you exhale, just let go of anything that might be holding you back, any blocks or barriers, self-limiting beliefs, maybe a belief that, oh, that couldn't happen, that couldn't possibly be. Let that go. Remember, I once thought I couldn't ever feel health, and now I feel health. So there is hope for us all. You can just take a few deep breaths in this way, and you might like to imagine that this feeling you're conjuring up in your mind and in your body is a colorful energy that you're able to breathe into your body. You can go ahead and breathe that beautiful color in through your nose, filling up your lungs, letting the energy of that expand from your lungs through your airways, reaching every cell with the message of hope and healing, of life and vibrancy, whatever message you want to send to your cells to let them switch on their healing. Let them start talking to the other cells in your body. Let them know it's time. We're doing this. We're healing. In whatever way that means for you, whatever healing means for you. We're progressing. Life is getting better. Just breathe those messages, that colorful energy into your body, letting it circulate through every part of you, reaching every organ, every limb, every cell. And exhaling out anything that holds you back, any blocks and barriers. Maybe you want to imagine that there's shadows coming out. Just breathe them out. Just cycle those breaths through your body. And you might imagine that you're completely full of that colorful energy, that hope, those feelings, whatever it is you're conjuring up. And it starts to spill out the top of your crown and cascade down around you, healing parts of you outside of yourself, healing parts of your life. And as you cycle your breath in this way, I invite you to come up with an intention, an action that you intend to take that will help you get to this place, to help you overcome whatever it is you're facing, to help you move towards this better sense of health and well-being, or whatever it is that you're hoping to achieve. So it might be something that you intend to do today or tomorrow, next week, maybe a daily action, a weekly action, whatever it might be. And you can state this out loud. Let your subconscious mind know, let the universe know, let your plants know, let your dog know that that's what you intend to do. And when you're ready, you can start to bring your awareness back to the present moment, to the sensations in your body. Maybe you want to release yourself from that self-hug, maybe wiggling your fingers and toes, maybe rolling your wrists and your ankles, shrugging your shoulders, reintroducing that movement to your body. And I invite you to take your gaze towards wherever the light is coming in and let that light come straight through into your retinas. And we're going to do 3 rounds of picking grapes. You can stand up for this if you have the energy for it, or just remain seated. But we're just going to take a breath in through the nose and then exhale out through the mouth, leaning forward. And then we're going to reach up above, breathe in through the nose 4 times, bringing our arms back, opening up our chest. Then doing the same thing, but reaching up, picking those grapes. And so what we're doing here is we're opening up our chest, really getting as much air into the body as we possibly can, setting our circadian rhythm with that sunshine coming in and just allowing our body to really wake ourselves up. So we'll begin now 3 times around without me talking this time. Breathing in. And we're just going to bring our attention back to our core for a moment, and with our slightly cupped hands, bringing them down to our bellies, tapping our way up the body, all the way up, jingle jangle with the bangles, and tapping over to one side and down this arm. And here's your opportunity for a big happy seal, happy walrus in the middle. Big round of applause, ridiculous smile on your face, yeah! And tapping your way back up the outside of your arm, all the way, giving yourself a pat on the back. And tapping your way across the other side. And all the way down, last round of applause, last big happy seal, happy walruses. Yeah. And tapping your way back up. All the way, giving yourself a massive pat on the back for showing up for yourself again in this way. And gentle raindrops down the center of your face. And another row. And another one down the edges. And we'll tap our way over the top of our heads and onto the back of our neck. And another row. And another one just above the ears. And tapping on your back and tapping your way down the outside onto the top of your feet. And then coming back up the inside of your leg. And just resting your hands back on your belly once again. We'll close our eyes down. Take a nice big inhale here. Breathing into the core of you, into your belly. Big sigh, letting go. And just take a few more deep breaths at your own pace. Having another check-in with how it feels in your body. Noticing that buzzing. Noticing the difference now between when you first join the Zoom or open the recording, having done these practices together, having tuned into your body. Are you feeling a little more centered, a little more anchored in you? Are you feeling a little more grounded? A little bit more in a peaceful state? Maybe you're feeling a little tired, knowing that your body is switched over into that parasympathetic rest and digest state. And being okay with that slowing down. Letting your entire being know that that is productive too. That rest is part of how we create energy. That rest is part of how we heal. It's essential. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes, and we're just going to have a little face massage. I know we started a little late, so we're going to go a little over our time, and we're just going to take any remaining worry off our face, just pressing down over your brow, pinching your eyebrows when you get there. Just shifting any remaining worry out of your expression, and then just painting some soft lines, noticing that beautiful softness before pressing a little firmer on the eyebrows. And further up, painting those lines. Whenever I do this, I'll just let you know, I picture my dad's friend, Red the Clown. We actually had a friend called Red the Clown, and he would visit and paint my brother and I with all these colourful paints, and gosh, we laughed and had fun. So hopefully you can bring some fun. Imagine you're painting your face now and just bringing your attention down to your jaw, letting your mouth fall softly open. And then similarly, when we do the clown opening with the jaw, I'm still picturing Red the Clown. Just allowing that opening, allowing for you to massage out any tension in those tender areas here. And just massaging them in any way that feels right for you. Just allowing yourself to really notice how much tension you're storing here in your jaw. Here and in our hips is where we store probably the most tension and trauma from our lives. And just allowing yourself to explore along that jaw. Maybe up onto the cheekbones. Maybe you want to give your whole cheeks a big smoosh. And exploring your nose. And onto your chin. And then taking it over to your ears, exploring all those nooks and crannies. Pulling them out and away, pretending you're Dumbo. Told you Monday mornings would be weird. Massaging in the front and behind your ears and coming down either side of your neck, massaging that vagus nerve of yours. And then around behind the back of your head and up into your hair, just massaging all of your skull. If you like, you can just move your fingers in lines if you've got your hair tied up, or you can let it down and just go nuts. Get some 80s hair going. In fact, let's improve the look and put these glasses back on and just get the hair as big as can possibly be. Let's go. And when you've got your 80s hairdo going good, then we're just gonna open up our lymphatic system. So just coming down to your collarbones and massaging back and forth, getting our lymphatic system working for the day, and then tapping on that area. And then the other side. And then just underneath your jawline here, just massaging down gently and tapping. And the other side. And gentle fists on your chest, just taking them downwards, back and forth. Having a little dance to the jingle bells. And then tapping. And underneath your underarm. Yeah, underneath your breasts or pecs, just alternating that top hand back and forth. And just finding that crease in your groin in a down and out motion. And underneath the knees. And tapping underneath them. And And we're just going to finish up with some sound. So we're going to do some voos. So we're going to do 3 voos. So I invite you to place your hands, one on your diaphragm, one on your chest. And now I'm actually going to do a little experiment because I said I would. I'm going to bring my drum into this one. So as we voo, I'm just going to do some drumming. So when you're ready, we're going to take a nice big inhale together and then making that voo on the exhale. Voo. And breathing in again when you're ready. So I'm sure that looked awesome with my glasses and the bangles going as well. Like, yeah, loving this vibe. Thank you for joining me today and every other time that you have joined and will join in the future. I hope that you got a lot out of it. And I will just go ahead and end the recording now.